Hello, my lovies. Today, we got another topic, and we want to know why does black women, we got another topic, why does black women deserve harsh treatment? I would like to know because if the black people who, or the black women who show bad behavior, are they really the ones that's about the truth? And then you got the people who think that they're better. Are they liars? Because we already know a lot of people go through some things. They go through some things, right? So if you have a lot of people that's going through some things, why is it they deserve the harsh truth? See, this is why a lot of women get scammed. This is why a lot of women end up in very bad relationships. This is why. Should we excuse their bad behavior? No. But it's for them to fix. It's not for you to fix, it's for them to fix. But my problem is if you're going to out them and make them look bad, but what about the women who you think got it all together? Why you don't oust them because they're fake? Is it because they're fake and they know how to act accordingly in public? Does that take away they are hurt? Does that take away they are not on any type of prescriptions? Does that take, prescriptions is drugs? Do you out them? Do you out them? Do you put them up here and say, hey, you may not have bad behavior, but you are destroying the black youth? And what do I mean by that? Because you're so quick to talk about bad behavior because that's what you see. But the problem is still the same. From the people who's acting out from the problem and for the people that are acting good but doing the same thing that they are doing. So anytime somebody out somebody's bad behavior, I got to wonder, what is the people with good behavior? What are you hiding? Did you forget about them? Do you know most doctors that give out prescriptions take prescriptions too? Shouldn't you out them? Shouldn't you out the people who've never lived a life? So, being that they never lived a life when skating or dancing or nothing, or anybody who's just a good old housewife who now has gotten older and they are now our teachers, but they still have feelings too. They still damage our community also. Do you out them? Do you out the people that's in professionals? Out these professionals that he was a doctor or something and they under these pills? Hold on. Carter. Shush. That's my dog, of course. These lawyers. These people who work on Wall Street. Who do they sniffing? These people do they sniffing in bathrooms. And these are the same people who create our laws. Do you out them? Hey, Vibes Nicola, how you doing, sweetie? Do you out them is the question. Oh, I didn't know. They don't show bad behavior. So I'm just going to pick on the people that have bad behavior. See, the people who got bad behavior, at least you can see it. At least you can help them. But they cause no threat to the community. The people who is running, as in medical field, political field, and other fields, they are damaging to the community. I'm fine, love. So when do you out them? Oh, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you need to find out. Maybe you need to give them some harsh criticism. At least we know, hey, these girls over here are messed up. Now, for these, only thing you do to the girls that's messed up is you prepare them for some, prepare them if they listen to you. They prepare these young women for scammers, abusive husbands, going into cults, being under somebody. See, that's what you do. And you know you're wrong. Well, this is because I care about my community. That's why you ain't out there talking to them. Well, I do. I've done this all my life. Then why are you not continuing to do it? Why? That disturbs me. But we're going to watch some of this. This is why Black women deserve harsh criticism. Let's check out.
Why is all her videos talking about Black women? Why is all of her videos talking about, why does she gotta say what she's saying? Why she gotta say it like that? Why is she coming down so hard? We don't have time. We, as a collective of Black people, and specifically a collective of Black women, we don't have time for the babysitting, the coddling, the talking sweet, sitting down with a glass of sweet tea and rubbing your feet and trying to...
Well, baby, if you don't have the time, get out the business. Some people need time. Duh. Some people need time. Yes, some you have to babysit. Yes, some you have to cuddle. What you're saying is not helping them. It sounds good. But yes, they do need that. Maybe they never had it. Maybe they never had it one day in their lives. But you portray yourself as the person who really cares about your people. How much do you care about your people that you don't have time for them? How do you do not have time, but you love your community? You have to explain this to me. Let me get my glasses now. Right? Quality time is almost mandatory in any relationships. Yes, exactly. How are you going to say, oh, I do this channel because I love my Black woman? Do you truly know what love is? Oh, no, I had a husband forever. Do you know what love is? Do you know what love in your community truly is? For you to say, I don't have the time, then this is not for you. Being under these red pill people and this manosphere people is for you. But you're not going to tell me you don't have the time, but you love your people. Which one is it? Hey, my lovely foot soldier, my beautiful, beautiful sister. I love you. How are you going to say, I don't have the time? No need for cuddling. So, what is supposed to happen? You're supposed to help these people you don't have the time for. That's an oxymoron. You know that, right? Okay, let's go.
Get you to understand that we've been destroyed as a people. The time is critical. We tried nice talking and not being so harsh in the 60s when we saw black women going astray after that feminist gynocratic system and movement. We tried that. The brothers of the civil rights movement tried that. The sisters tried.
How do you know they tried that? Please explain to me, for a person who wasn't there, how do you know it was tried? How do you know we was loved? How do you know we wasn't cuddled? How would you know this? Show me wherever black women was loved and cuddled. In all these years you're speaking upon, you have to show me some receipts where we was black and cuddled. Show me where we were ever loved. Because you ain't never gonna say that word. You ain't never gonna say that word. Show me where black women were loved. You want us to be conditioned. And this is why these scammers work. Because they listen to you, they're going to follow these men, quote unquote, who have intelligence. Ain't that what you're preparing them for? You're preparing them to go to men who don't love them. Because they got to be loved under a certain condition. Under a certain condition. But when do you tell them Beverly Hills chicks off? Where do you tell them middle life people off? They're doing the same thing. Just because you don't see their bad behavior, that doesn't mean they're not destructive to the community. If you ain't got boots on the ground, nobody want to hear what you got to say, chick. But I got to still keep showing people how people like this is what conditions us black women. Because after we keep hearing a lot of this, then we hear men who we think speak with knowledge and who we think that are good men. So we go off with them to be mistreated. We run off to be in submission to men that cannot drive a car. Yeah, you got women acting out, but guess what? All women act out. But if you want to correct black women, you need to correct them both. Correct the black women who don't come back to their community. Correct them. Correct any black woman that don't sit out there and go into these freaking communities and help the youth and help the women. Correct the women who can't even give these women a hug and say you're going to be all right. Correct the women who doesn't even have a safe haven for women that's being abused. Yeah, some women act out. Yeah, we know that. Some women out there acting a fool. Yes, we know that. People gonna do that. But you saying you love your people. This is what you say. You love us. So you figure you got something to tell us. But you're not telling us nothing. Nothing at all. That's going to help the community. Every video I hear, you never say the word love. You never say the word be lovable. You never say give your heart, your soul. But you want to tell somebody how to act. You can't tell people how to act. That's fake. That's fake. Telling them what they doing is fake. Showing them love is real. Not telling them off. Not telling them they're bad mothers. Not telling them they mess. That's not love. That's not love. When you go hit them streets and you talk to them women, you give them some hugs and, hey, baby, cry on my shoulder. Everything gonna be okay. But how you going about this is wrong. You worrying about everything you talk about is how people act. Forget how they act. How they act means I'm screaming out for help. What are you doing to help them? Let's go.
At that, we tried to call the heedless among us back to, hey, you got to get back on code. We have to do this thing the right way. That's the wrong way to go.
What code?
That's a destruction. The brothers had the foresight to understand that you couldn't jump in bed with government to receive all of these entitlement programs.
The brothers had the foresight. The brothers had the foresight. Like the men had the foresight. Miss, you done lost your mind. You done lost every piece of your mind. If the men had the foresight and they were so much smarter than us, then they would have had a place for us to stay, right? They would have did what they supposed to do as men if they had the foresight, as you say, the men have. You would have think that they would have worked, got married, and had a place for women. That it didn't go down like that. A lot of these men was living off the women. So what foresight did they have? Somebody help me, somebody. What foresight did they have? Anyway. What foresight did they have that they let the government pull a okie dokie over on them? What foresight did they have? I'm waiting. I'll be waiting. Did they have the foresight for them to get a job? Like every time it comes down to a man, it's a reason for them to get a job. Oh no, black men couldn't get a job because they was putting them in jail and they put all these things in front of them so they couldn't work. I hear you. I hear you. Hi everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day and evening. Hey Marie R. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, what type of foresight did they have? This Zony lady needs to read I ain't got my glasses, Lord. Let me find my glasses. I'm sorry, guys. I got 100 pair of glasses and can't find none. It's crazy. Okay, I got one. This zany lady needs to read the Mahoney report and the color of law. Time's up for black men. Black men leadership is why we are here. Black women as a collective. Exactly. Because they kind of think that because some women show bad behavior, y'all think the women, hey, Miss Rod, hey, my baby. Are you gonna send me a super chat? I didn't even know this page still have super chat. I have to bring my page back to life. Thank you so much. So my thing is no super chat, no super chat. Send it to my cash app. Send it to my cash app. But y'all think that because these women have bad behavior, and then these women look and appear like they okay, that I don't have to talk to them. But guess what? You don't know what go on behind closed doors. Long as you don't see. Do you know how many kids, parents look good on the outside and they don't have bad behavior? Do you know what goes on in the inside? Do you know what goes on when doors are closed? Do you know all the alcohol or whatever that man drink? Oh no, 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 no. Righteous man don't do that. Yes, he does. You're not there. All these good women got anxiety, depression, or something because they never dealt with they had to deal with. Do you go find out about them? Oh no, they're not bothering me. Yeah, but guess what? Their kids know. Their kids know. So some of these kids that have bad behavior come from quote unquote good parents who never showed bad behavior. But when they in the house, they saw mommy getting beat up. They saw mommy getting slapped. They seen a lot of bad behavior. So you don't know where this behavior comes from. You have no idea the women that you see, you don't know their backgrounds, and you don't know where the bad behavior comes from. I keep telling you, me and you have to have a talk one day. Because somewhere down the line, you are conditioning these women for a downfall. That's why these women join cults. Oh, I need to go find myself. I need to go find myself. I'm looking for spirituality. Next thing you know, they in a cult. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about polygamy. Yeah, I need to be polygamous. But not knowing that's the new pimp game. That's the new pimp game. Haven't heard you talk about none of that yet. I haven't heard you talk about this new pimp game. Like all these men that you endorse, do you know how they treat their women? But y'all call it culture. But you guys decide to call it culture. But our women are used and abused. Our women are used and abused every which way. They're used and abused by men that we see have bad, bad training. And they use and abuse by these wannabe conscious people. Don't you see it's all falling apart? It's all falling apart. The intellect people are now falling apart. Why are you not fixing that? Why are you not fixing all our men? But no, you wouldn't do that because you profit. You profit off of women, dysfunctional women. One thing I could say, I see dysfunctional women all the time. I would never profit off of them. I would never take their shortcomings and make money off of them. I would never have a cash app and take advantage of unfortunate women or men. Now, report on it, yeah. Nothing wrong for saying, hey, this and this and this. But hey, if you're not hurting the community, hey, but don't act like you is as what you call an orthodox Muslim. Let's not act like you didn't see some dirty men. Let's not act like that. We ain't gonna play this game. You are orthodox, quote unquote Muslim. You've seen it all. So what are you? A person who brings women to them? Is that what you do? Women that's messed up already? Let's continue.
couldn't jump in bed to, you know what I'm saying, go down this road of feminism. You couldn't jump in bed to do these things and expect that the black community and the black family were gonna survive it. But you didn't listen to that when they was calling you sister, and when they was calling you they beloved, and when they was saying that, you know what I'm saying, the black woman, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be protected and she needs all of this help and she just needs to be guided the right way. She just misguided a little bit. You don't have to be.
The key word here is when it was said, not when it was done. Is when it was said. See, y'all got to listen to these people carefully. She said when it was said. Guess what happened to a lot of women who believe when it was said to them? They flocked right over there to no good men. They flocked to these no good men. That's what they did. All this was said. You know and I know it's a scam. It's a scam. Black women is God is a scam. You know that. Then you got the nerve to keep pushing. These men know this and these men know that. And men just know how to scam. And you know that. You know. So what are you good girls hiding? What are you good girls hiding? What don't you good girls want us to know? That you're constantly talking about the bad girls. What are the good girls hiding? I would like to know. Let me know. What are the good girls hiding? Because if you were okay with yourself, see, none of these good girls come back to the community. Who to say that some men don't do that anymore? They're just putting all the women into one group. Exactly. But it's all about scamming now, sis. These black men, she's trying to send us to, who's so smart and all this other stuff. These are the men that's using and abusing the women. Black men jumped in bed, and left this community. So have black women. That's why I said, what are they hiding? Thinking they would put him on it. That's why, exactly. That's why I said, what the hell y'all hiding? At least we could see this person need help. I may not like the behavior, but I could say, damn, at least I could see this person needs help. What y'all hiding? What are you guys hiding? Talking about them. Go.
Hard on her. All you gotta do is love her. All you gotta do is protect her. All you gotta do is provide for her. All you gotta do is be her safety net, and she'll come to correction. That didn't work. When you start seeing your men leave out of the home, that wasn't a wake-up call. Because you were busy getting entitlement programs. The years went by. Generations went by. Your children began to suffer. That wasn't a wake-up call. You began to see the ravaging effects of the husbands and the men not being in the homes to help you raise your children. That wasn't a wake-up call. You went further down the road. Instead of saying, you know what? My family is scattered. The family is broken. The community is no more.
So all of this is the woman's fault. All of this is the woman's fault. Because in her mind, women have to be conditioned for these no good men. See, that's what goes on in her mind. We got to be conditioned, we got to be submissive, and everything else to these no good men because they know better. That's what she say. I don't say this. This is what she says. They know better. So now we have to be conditioned. So her job is to talk about these women and get them right to go to no good men. Instead of saying, how is life treating you? Like, what do you want to do? Like, being like where a woman could really, if you want to fix their behavior, that's not about, her job is not to fix their behavior. Her job is to make you think a certain way so you could go into these cults, into these scammers. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these women that go to these scammers because these men, quote unquote, speak intelligent. They're smart. And that's why London Bridge is falling down now. Look up and down the internet. London Bridge is falling down. The conscious community is going down. This poly people is going down. London Bridge is falling down, and you men made it. You men did it. There's no way you want to tell a woman to take her intellectual property, her money, and everything she has to offer, but it's for the man. See how that go? A lot of the men can't do things. Remember, men can't do anything without a woman. But I'm sorry to say, women can do things without a man. Why? That's been proven. That has been proven. Now, some men, yeah, some men has been left to raise their children. Some men has been left but I'm quite sure he had a female friend or a mother, aunt, or cousin that was there to help them be the great dad that he say he is. But besides them, to get anything off the floor, you need women. It's okay for you to not bring up issues with both sexes. It's not you. I think I'm not going to talk about a man. Let's talk about a woman. I ain't gonna talk about a woman. Let's not talk about a man. That's why these women run into narcissistic relationships right now. Because you done told them this how you're supposed to be, blah, 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 blah. So now they straighten themselves up. And then now you got them thinking that the man could think better than us. This is what you say. They foresee stuff, man, 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 man. And the woman's supposed to go, okay, I know my role. I'm supposed to just be there and do whatever I got to do for these men. But she must not be checking. London Bridge is falling down. Black men were given government handouts too. Learn trades and go to school. Black men did not take advantage of it. The government then stepped in with assistance for food, housing, trade, and school education. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She, which none of them do, you'll hear these stories all the time. But they don't come up with how many black men were head of the household and come up with they did everything and then the woman knew her role. You can't tell me because of the way we act, we drove men away. We didn't drive away from them. They drove away from us. How does that go? Explain that to me. How is it so they was able to run from us, but we never ran from them? How is it that the government stepped in and gave us housing, food, and all of this if the man was the head of the household? I still can't. I need some statistics on that. You will have to show me all these men that were head of the household and they were making money and taking care of their family, and the woman drove them away, or they was taking care of their family. But you know what? I don't want your money, husband. I don't want your money, husband. You're a good man. You take care of your kids and pay the rent and everything. But I don't want you. I'd rather get government assistance. Who? You got to show me how many women said that. All the stuff they talk about, they don't show it. I don't hear. I hear that I didn't make enough, so my child needed like medical or something. I have heard that. Then the woman had to get assistance.
Yeah, so we actually get
You know, so at the end of the day, I've never seen a black man say, "Hey, I was the head of the household and I had more than enough money to take care of my whole household, and she got rid of me and took the kids for government assistance." I'm wait. I'm still waiting. She kicked me out the house to be alone. She wanted to be a single mother and be alone, but I paid the rent. I gave her money. I took care of the household, but she preferred government assistance. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Please show me that. Same way it is in 2021. These men ain't got nothing. These men ain't got nothing. And yes, these women hooked up with men who had nothing. See, that's how it goes. We don't hook up with men who got something and then get government assistance. We hook up with men who ain't got nothing and don't have no choice but to get government assistance. These statistics are found in the mind of what? Arm yourself with the fact to refute those tired lies. Baby, I'm gonna tell you, even if I don't read the report, I know. I know these answers. I know the questions and I know the answers and I know what makes sense. But I would definitely read that.
They've already ravaged us with a drug epidemic. They've already incarcerated our men to a high degree. We're out here exposed as women. Let's try to work with the black men that's here, that's ready to work, that's ready to get this thing back on track. They waiting there for us to come back to correction. And that didn't work. It didn't work, sis. It didn't work. You didn't let it work. Instead, you went further down into the narrative that your so-called oppressor that you worship was giving you. The black man is nothing. You're strong and independent. You don't need him. You can make it in this world without him. You can leave him behind. Look at the statistics. Look at the education numbers. Look at the graduation numbers. Look at the incarceration numbers. Look at how you got to go to child support. That means they not taking care of their kids. When you know that the reality on the ground is you don't even really want them to do that. Many of you didn't want them to do that. That wasn't even the point of having kids. until you stop caring about family. You stop caring about what you were bringing your children into. You stop caring about the instability of your own life. You stop caring about that stuff. It didn't work. When we tried to call you back and tried to talk about what this system was doing and why it was doing that, that doesn't work. Tried to get you to stop standing in these abortion lines because you are helping to suppress our numbers and keep our people on the bottom of the totem pole simply numerically, just because we don't have enough people to make a move to do anything. But that didn't work. You wouldn't be called back. Tried to stop you from constantly voting Democrat. Tried to show you that these entitlement programs, these different forms of programs has only been meant to break the community. They've only been meant to break Black women. They've only been meant to break Black men. They've only been meant to damage and break your children. To keep us in these impoverished neighborhoods where our children have to undergo all of this violence, that the boys have to watch out for gangs, the girls got to watch out for gangs. You go to school and you can't be educated because there's so much stuff going on. The house is so tumultuous because there's no system, order, and structure in the home. Instead of turning back at that point in the 90s or in the early 2000s to say, you know what, we're going to have to fix the integrity of our homes. We cannot keep going down this path. Instead of humility, instead of the humility that you needed, instead of the onus to take the responsibility for how you had interacted and how you had played a hand in these things, instead of praising rather than insulting, instead of having empathy for Black men, for the children, what they were going through, instead of having these things, you constantly went down the wrong path. You continue to engage in sign language. You continue to do these things. You continue to shame Black men and even other Black women. You keep other Black women from improving by trying to call them names, trying to call them pick-me's, trying to get them out of a mindset where they're saying, let's actually do something different, because the path that we've been on since the 60s has not led us to any good outcome. And at some point in time, we're going to have to take some form of responsibility for how this thing has gone. It doesn't suffice anymore to lay the blame at the feet of Black men 100%. It doesn't suffice anymore to lay the blame at the feet of so-called white supremacy when that's convenient for you. To shame everybody else into, you know what I'm saying, making sure that they say you're right even when you know you're not. To keep other Black women down by insulting them. You're stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're a pick-me, you a mammy, you a this, you a that. All because she doesn't harbor a value system that teaches her that her own people are worthless. Her own men are worthless, and her children nothing but a check. Her children are nothing but a come up. Her children are nothing but slaves. Her men are there to serve her, and all the while she can chant like a mantra that I can do it on my own. I'm doing it by myself. And they're supposed to be proud of doing it by yourself. And when somebody calls you out on the outcome, you get to holler, well, I was doing it by myself. That's either empowerment. That's either something that is positive to you or something negative to you. You can't say that same sentence for both things. You can't, on the one hand, be proud to say, well, I did it on my own, and use that as a bludgeoning tool to get Black men to shut up and to get other Black women to shut up. And then at the same time, use it as a pity party to excuse why these outcomes look the way that they look. Well, I had to do it by myself. What you expect? That's either something that held you back or held you up. Make up your mind. I get animated about what's going on. I recognize it as a gaslight for Black women and even some guys, but very few actually, to come to me and say, we don't like how loudly you speak. That's not bothering you. What should bother you is the genocide that's being committed through abortion for Black women. That's what should bother you. It should bother you the status of our families, the fact that we don't really have Black communities anymore. We have ethnic outposts that can be overrun at any time. What should bother you is the issues that I speak about, and ask yourself, why is it that Black women murder Black children by the millions? Why does she do that? If it's her body, her choice, and she's the one making all of these decisions, why is she doing this? Why is she going to the most extreme way to not have a child? You do realize that abortion is not a natural process. To have somebody to medically or chemically induce you to get rid of the life that's growing in your womb, that's not natural at all. And it's much more damaging to you than to either practice abstinence or practice with contraceptives. Why don't we think of these things? Why aren't we asking ourselves what's going on? What's really going on? Instead of shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Instead of you doing this is what's going to keep you back. This is what's going to keep you held down. This is why you deserve people like me to talk to you the way that I talk to you. The situation is so incredibly dire. Instead of worrying about the volume at which people like myself speak, you need to be worried about why so many Black women aid and abet white supremacy and its goals. That should bother you. That should bother you. Why doesn't that bother you? That's my question on the table. Why doesn't it bother you like it bothered me? These topics don't bring me joy. The fact that I have to even cover them at all is problematic, because they shouldn't be going on to such an extent that we can't afford to be quiet in our homes anymore and just whisper about it or just not talk about it. Oh, the sisters will be all right. No, the sisters are not all right. Black women are not all right. You're not okay. We're in danger. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Y'all don't understand that? You don't see how far down we've sunk? And you still don't see a problem? Everybody else is still the problem? Me talking loud in this microphone bother you more than the fact that millions of Black little babies have been killed in the wombs of their Black mothers? If that's the point, if that's your point of contention, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If the condition of Black women doesn't make other Black women upset, and it doesn't animate you, and it doesn't make you passionate enough to speak, or passionate enough or concerned enough to listen when other people are speaking, not only about the issue, but about how we can solve the issue, then you might be part of the problem. Because if you're not part of the solution, that's the only other place you can be, is part of the problem. So sound off in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like,
share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic,
I'm sorry, my lovelies, but I got a lot of. I always cut her off because I really cannot go through her full video. We all know it's our experience with black men. This lady is crazy. This ish doesn't start in the 90s. Try the 40s. Thank you. Whoop, whoop. She is fully entrenched in black male worship. Yes, she is. Y'all see the book that's behind her, right? Y'all see the book that's behind her says manosphere. See?
run at any time.
You see, it says black manosphere. She also let it be known. She also let it be known that she is a red pill. But my thing is this: you should not be anything. You should, if you love your community, you love your. I don't have to be down with nobody. If I love my community, I'm out there with my community. I'm boots to the ground. So I'm glad you guys, hey, truly lace beautiful. Oh, don't forget, guys, if you like to save money, and if you do couponing or not couponing, I have now become an addict of scanning my receipts to get bonus points. I have with these last 2 days. Yes, I have now become an addict. Yes, I did. So if you are into that, Ms. Ride or Die is dropping her link in there. And if you want to learn about shopping more smarter, hit the link up. Yeah, but like I said, we got to do more as black women to stop this nonsense. This is trying to program our women because she was programmed. So being that she was programmed, she think that she can program us. But guess what? It's too much going on in these men worlds where, hello, women, take a back seat. Look at all these women in these cults. They preach the same thing she preached, but they in a cult, right? She's an Orthodox Muslim, as she say, meaning that she's in a cult. I ain't in no cult. Yes, you is. You're not a free thinker. You can't do what you want to do. You're in a cult. As soon as you claim one of these things, you are now in a cult. Stepford wife, like a doormat. Exactly. And this is what she's promoting. Do we like the behavior of some black women? No. But guess what? I've been around a lot of different women that's hiding stuff. They're hiding their anxiety and take anxiety pills. They're hiding that they are depressed and taking these depression pills. They're hiding that they are addicted to Oxycontin, fentanyl, and all these other things. They're hiding that they are on drugs. So just because they're not showing out, they still bad for the community. They are still bad for the community. But you're hiding. So the best way that you don't look at me, let me point the finger at you. See, this is how that goes. Ain't that how majority goes? Until you find out, oh, shucks, you too, huh? The women that talk about other women out there with bad behavior, they're going to talk about them so you don't see their man and how their men or their man, their husband or whatever is treating them. This is where you get, if I'm going to keep you in the spotlight so nobody know how I'm being treated. Nobody knows I'm depressed. Nobody knows I have anxiety because I can't talk about it. See, these women can talk about it. You may say they got bad behavior. You might say they on a pole or bad behavior. You can say what you want, but at least they're able to speak their mind. Y'all cannot. Y'all cannot. See, they want us black women to shut up. That's the main thing. They want us as black women to shut up. And everything they say and do, it's okay. But we always had a voice. Since the time for the black people that were here before the slave ship got here, and when the slave ship got here, we always had a voice. Even if it was jumping over, so they couldn't be a slave and a baby could be a slave, they just jumped the boat. That was their choice. Wasn't the man's choice. The man is locked up with the other men. Women have always made choices. That's from the slave ship up until now. Just like they told the black man, shut up and dribble. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're not shutting up when it comes down to us. But they want us to shut up completely. See how that goes? Do you see? Hello, somebody. Hello. They need for us to shut up when our mouths were never censored. Our thought patterns were always our thought patterns. We didn't have men thought patterns. Maybe, but even, because you remember, if we're on that slave ship, And if you took us from there, and now we're on this ship, they separated the men from the women, right? So everything that the woman did on that slave ship was her own thought. Some got beat. A lot of things happened to women because they saw, oh, our man getting beat. We have always been conditioned to help and save our men, always. And then once, if a woman came there pregnant and they seen what was going on, they jumped ship. They're like, I don't want my child to be such and such. Even when they was put on the plantations, we still used our own judgment. A lot of our own judgment saved a lot of black men. See, they don't want to put too much of that in the books. A lot of time when they didn't eat, when we snatched a biscuit from master's house, when we kept snatching things, hopefully hoping and praying they didn't notice that it would be missing, and we snuck it out so you can have something to eat. Y'all not in the kitchen. Y'all don't own nothing. This land ain't yours. When did you sneak us something to eat? Well, we sure enough snuck y'all something to eat. We made sure y'all was good. We always made sure our men were good. We always. But that's also when the dysfunction started to happen. A lot of dysfunctional things started happening, and it has been shown as ugly face. Yes, I understand that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's the way you go about it. You're not going to say why black women deserve harsh criticism. If you want to criticize us, we can criticize you. We could definitely criticize you. But this is enough of this. I may come back on. And when we do these subjects, you can leave down in the comments what subject you want to talk about. And if you want to do a panel, that's fine too. But us black women need to start talking more. So, like I said, this is what this channel is for. This channel right here is to uplift us sisters, regardless where you at. Regardless of where you at. And I point this out because instead of her sitting on a chair, she should be out there talking to these women. That's what I would like to see. Without having a plan behind it. Without saying, hey, these women, let me tell y'all something. Whether we good behavior or bad behavior as black people, guess what? None of them make us look bad. They don't like you. Whoever like you is going to like you regardless. Whatever other race that likes you, they're going to like you regardless. Bad behavior, guess what? They like that too. Because they bad too. Why would we need to fix our behavior to be liked by somebody or be liked by a race or races that do not like us? But when we present bad behavior, they like us. Not saying that our bad behavior make us like them. The thing is, they have bad behavior too. So bad behavior, like, oh snap, you get down like that. Yo, what's up, bro? A lot of them want to be our friends because they got bad. So the bad behavior is going to like bad behavior. But if all of us shipped up and became so good and well-mannered, like the slave master wanted us to be, like master wanted us to be, all nice. Yes, master. No, master. Y'all, the way she talk, like, and we don't be good, you know you're going to get beat, right? You know the slave. You know master gonna beat you, right? Except for the master now is the black man. Master now is now the black man. And they beat us down with these videos. Hello? Oh gosh, I am sorry again, but I was ending this. So at any point in time, let's make a talk out of this. And I see you guys later. Peace.